time in North Carolina. So, anybody else first time? No? You know, I came here to this place because I was hoping for fried pickles. Has anybody had fried pickles?
Yes.
Who came up with that idea? That's genius. But turns out they don't have fried pickles. I'm super disappointed. But I'm going to tell you a story. So here's the thing. My name is proof that parents hate their children. How does this go? You got two people that are sitting across the table from each other and they're saying, this kid is going to ruin our lives for the next 18 years plus. Let's fuck with him. You know what I mean? So I'm going to tell you a story here. When my grandparents immigrated from northern Italy to the United States in 1922, they were met by an immigration official with a clipboard, and he said, name. And my grandfather said, Bruno Ascensione. Right? And he started writing what? Ascensione. He said, right, Asio. That's what it is. Asio. Here you go. So then fast forward, my parents having their last child, and they're deciding what to name their child, and they decided on Giacomo. Jack Asio. Jack Asio. So great. The other day, I was in the grocery store, and I was looking at my shopping list, and I accidentally pushed my shopping cart out into the main aisle, right in front of somebody. You know, and I was going to say I'm sorry, but the guy was, under his breath, I heard him say, jackass. You know, and I turned around, and instead of saying sorry, I said, well, Asio, actually, you know, but jackass works too. That's what it is. And growing up, Jack Asio was interesting. You know, at first I was embarrassed when I got called to the principal's office, but then I realized how uncomfortable it made the teachers and the principal just to say my name over the PA. But the other students, you know, laughed at it. But my favorite was the awards assembly at the end of the year when all the parents are invited. And the hush would go over the crowd just before my name was announced. And the principal would sometimes try to say my whole name, Giacomo, but it always ended up being Jack Asio. Jack Asio for perfect attendance! And then the gasps were glorious. I just love that. So parents hate their children. I've got one for AJ here. My best friend growing up was an Indian kid down the road. And his name was Kaushik. Kaushik! That's how it's pronounced. It's spelled Kaushik. Kaushik. That's how he pronounced it. Kaushik Patel. Good friend of mine. And he pronounced it Kaushik. I don't know if he was proud of that. I just think that's proof that parents hate their children. And then we had a friend in high school. His name was Harold. Has anybody heard the last name Balls? He preferred Harold, but we called him Harry. And then I have a friend named Paul. Now that seems like a pretty innocuous name, no? Right? Well, Paul hates his name. His mother was so proud that she chose the name Paul. She had to tell everyone why. Paul was so tiny when he was born, she just had to name him Paul because it means tiny. I'm telling you, no boy wants to grow up tiny. Whenever Paul got in a fight with his girlfriend, she used that as a weapon against him and called him tiny. I just think that is absolute proof right there that parents hate their children, is the names. Because the kid is going to ruin their lives for 20 years, 18 years, whatever it is. So. Well, if I was going to continue, how much more time do I have? One more minute?
One more minute.
Oh, geez, let's see if I can get through this in 1 minute. I work for corporate America. Has anybody here worked in corporate America at all? Anybody? Corporate America? So, in corporate America, we speak a language that sounds like English, but it really isn't. We say things like, at the end of the day, we care about our customers. At the end of the day, we do what's right. You know, and I raised my hand the other day in a meeting. I was like, well, what about right after coffee in the morning? What about after lunch? No, it's at the end of the day. That's when we do what's right, and that's when we care about our customers. We say another thing that I think is hilarious, and it is what it is. Has anybody heard that one? It is what it is. What does that mean? Anybody know? It means give up. It's not going to change. Just give up. It is what it is, right? And then, I know I'm out of time, so I can't go through a lot more examples, but I was in a meeting the other day, and I raised my hand when it was there was a lull, and I decided to go ahead and say something in corporate speak. And I said, at the end of the day, we need to circle back and leverage our synergies to lean into thinking outside the box to identify some low-hanging fruit that will help us move the needle on our core competencies. But I don't have the bandwidth, so let's take this offline and we'll reach out to our stakeholders and pivot our strategies to become more agile, because it is what it is. And we need to do more with less. And ensure that we're all on the same page moving forward, engaging our business partners and winning as one. I actually heard somebody in the meeting say, that's actionable. So has anybody in here understood that entire sentence? I have pity on you because you speak corporate.
Damn.
That's all I got.
Hey, give it to Jack Mo, everybody. Jack Assio, everybody. He is a corporate donor to the show. It's a minute ago, an actual 2 minutes. So